Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me. Sue here, trying to think of who I am today. I want to thank you for joining me. I am doing a video today on an extra card that I wasn't able to complete last night during my Facebook Live because it kind of got a little bit long. And I have a few other cards to share with you. I want to apologize off the top of my head right now because I did not have a very good night last night. Started my fourth round of chemo and was very sick. But I need to do something. I need to do this video. I need to be creative to kind of get myself out of the slump that I'm kind of feeling right now. So I told those that were attending the Facebook Live last night that because the event got so, excuse me, so long that I was going to do the video today and share with you the third card. So the giveaways that I was doing may take an extra day to get them out in the mail, but I will get them out very soon. So those of you that won will get your winnings. So I am here as Stampin' Sue Creates right now. Sometimes I'm here as Stitchin' with Sue. And you just never know. You're either going to get stitching or stamping. And today is going to be Stampin' Day. I'm not sure if I should work on the embroidery machine. I did have plans on doing some things on the embroidery machine, but I just don't feel as though working a device like that would be a good idea. So, I mean, I can't possibly get myself too hurt with stamps, ink, and paper, although the scissors may be a problem. So what I am working on today is the Let's Go Shopping suite of products. And if you are brand new here, you may not know that Stitchin' with Sue is also Stampin' with Sue. So I not only stamp, but I stitch. And I can't seem to split the two. I love them both, so why not, right? Why not? So I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I do have an online store. If you would like to take a look at that, if you're into paper crafts, or maybe you are not quite into paper crafts, but maybe you're intrigued by it, go and check out my online store by Stampin' Up, and the online store is www.stampinsuecreates.stampinup.net. I will have a link down below in the description, and I'm often asked, where is that? That's right underneath where the picture is, the thumbnail. It'll say more, and if you click on that, it will open up further from just one little line. So this is currently the annual catalog that we're working with. It just came out in May of 2023, and it runs through April of 2024. And if you like this type of video, you may want to join me on Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook, Stampin' Sue Creates. I'm like so out of it today. I so apologize. And join me live. You know, hopefully I'll get through this next hump and get back to my normal self. I've been feeling really, really good, and I knew the day is coming that the next round of chemo was going to have to begin once my blood levels were okay, and hence they are. But this is a suite of products called Less Shops, and it includes a stamp set. Let me make sure I'm in the picture here. It's hard to see. I kind of moved the holder over here on the left. So Less Shops, Let's Go Shopping has a Let's Go Shopping bundle. So what the bundle is a stamp set, and it has dies. In order to use the dies, you need a die cut machine, such as something like so. This is our little mini die cut and emboss machine. We also have a large one. I love this one because I can keep it right here on my desk. The other one is a bit larger, and they both have pluses and minuses. The little guy there, he's great to keep on your desk to do little things. However, if you want to do larger embossing folders and larger dies, you need to use a larger machine. But for this, for what we're doing with this, these little dies will fit through that little machine and work perfectly. So the suite includes the stamp set, the dies. It has what we call in Stampin' Up land DSP, which is shortened for Designer Series Paper. And that's where it's printed paper, double-sided, 12 by 12. This one comes in 12 by 12. Some of them are 6 by 6 or 12 by 12. And you get 2 sheets of the 12 by 12 in a packet. And then there's also these fun little, what are they calling them? Loose silver sequins. So they also come. So the best part about this is that if you love the paper, you love the stamps, the dies, and the embellishments, all you need to do is put in one item number, 161337, and that will enter everything that you need in one. You don't have to enter them all separately and perhaps put in the wrong number. Like sometimes, being a demonstrator for 23 years, I've done that myself. So that's, very easily could be done, and you really didn't want to do that, but sometimes that happens. This is a fun suite. So check out this video. I'm gonna do a quick card for you. If you like this card, go to my Facebook page. Check out last night, and that is Thursday, July 6th. It was Thursday, July 6th, 2023, depending on when you're watching. And I have a few other cards that I did. I'm going to share with you the cards. I'll show you a picture. I'll share them on the screen here when I'm done what I did. And the best thing for this month of July 2023, Stampin' Up is offering a make a purchase of $50 of merchandise, and you will get a coupon code for $5, which then you can turn around and use in next month in August to cash that in. Now, there is no limit to the amount of coupons. Add them all up. They will email them to you when you want to go and cash them in August. You could have 20 of them, 40, 50, 100 of them. How many you want, you can have. There's no limit as to how many of those coupon codes you can use and get product that perhaps you want to make Christmas cards and need supplies for that. And it's a great deal. I'm sitting here looking out the window, and there's a whole bunch of pine trees I have in the back of my yard, and the squirrels are just having a ball out there. So I got a little distracted there for uno momento, por favor. So anyhow, yes, you can find this suite of products on page 30 and 31. And when you look in our catalog, the catalog is all online. So you can go online and you can look at everything. You could see the samples. You can, if you have an iPad or phone, you could pinch in and out, make it larger, smaller. Down here in the corner, you'll see this little picture here, and it says mini. And what that means is that these dies will fit in the mini cut and emboss machine. So keep that in mind when you're looking through. If you're wondering what some of the other icons and things are, right here in the very beginning on page 3, it will show you the catalog icons as new products, quick and easy products. Here's the little mini, distinctive stamps, which kind of do the shading for you already. They're made that way. Reversible stamps where you can use both sides of the stamps. And then in the different languages that the stamp sets come in, including English, Spanish, and French. So it's a great catalog. It's a great idea book. If there's an item or a project in here that you see that maybe you need to know what exactly did they use, reach out to me. Let me know. I will get right back to you as soon as I can and let you know exactly what colors were used. Some of the items I will have directions on how they were made. A lot of them is just to give you a supply list so that you will have, available what exactly they used to make it. So that, in a nutshell, right there, we'll kind of explain a few little things for you. So let me put that aside. Now here is our stamp set. We offer two different types of stamp sets. We offer cling and we offer photopolymer. And sometimes they do get confusing. Photopolymer are clear stamps. This is a photopolymer stamp set, okay? And what I mean by that is, can you see they're clear? You can see right through them, okay? The other ones are a red rubber stamp set. And let me grab one. I'm sure I have one here somewhere. They are called, the red rubber ones are called clear. Okay. So here cling, not clear, cling. It was close. Cling stamp sets, and they come this way. So neither one of them are mounted on blocks. Blocks are an additional item. Acrylic blocks, they come in all different sizes, and all you do with these is they have little stickers. You can choose to put them on. You just stick it on there, and away you go. Ink that up, clean it, put it back, and you're good to go. So these are what I refer to as red rubber or cling, because they cling to the blocks. These are photopolymer, which means they do the same exact thing. Let me just peel one off here. And the best part about this is that you take it, you put it on your block. I would recommend putting it down on your paper so the flat side is up, and taking the block to the stamp like so and lifting it up that way. You will clean it, and then all you have to do is peel that off and put it back on here. Now, I keep mine on these two sheets. In the back of the case, you can literally take all of these, and I probably should do this, and put them all on here, just like this. Okay, so you don't have to, let's see, that says hello. So you don't have to keep them, literally on these little sheets. But what you can do is take this thin film when you're done putting them on here, and I think I'm going to probably do that, but I'll do that later, and put this over to protect it. And then what you're left with is this thick piece here, which is like a window sheet. So you can use this in your card making. So as card makers, we don't like to throw anything away. We like to save everything because there is a purpose for everything. But if you put them on here, then when you want to go ahead and finish up for the day for stamping with this set, you just have to look at a glance and say, oh, okay. Let's see, this one says what? Sometimes they're hard to read. Let's get together. Okay. You could just at a glance look and say, oh, that one's missing. So then you can just make sure, check the block, which most of the time, if you're anything like me, you may just have left it on the block. That's all. Simple as that. But let me go ahead and put these on here. Now, if you have any questions whatsoever, like I said, you can always contact me, and I will be there ASAP and try to answer your questions for you. If you see this and you're like, wow, this is really cool. I really have a big wish list, and what do? I have a wish list. I want all this stuff, and I'd like to purchase it at a discount. one of the great things you can do is you can decide to join the Stampin' Up! Family. And yes, we like people to join our family because it's so much more fun when you have friends that you can stamp with. Okay, take this one, put that one right here. And there's my window sheet. Now this is going to need a little bit of cleaning. I would use a little bit of alcohol wipes or just some soap and water, let it dry, and you can reuse that. If you choose that, you know, you don't want to use it for a window sheet or anything like that, or shaker cards, you could just take that and put that right over the top instead of using this flimsy one. Totally up to you, just like so. But if you'd like to join the Stampin' Up! Family, I have a team of demonstrators, which are a wonderful team. We have a name called Sweet Bee Stampers, and it's a lot of fun. I am starting to get the team back together again. Excuse me. I've been a demonstrator with Stampin' Up! I just started my 23rd year, and when I look back and I think 23 years, wow, that's a long time. But you know what? It seems like yesterday when I joined, and I just joined because I love crafts, and I went to a party. This was back in the day when we actually did parties. Went to a party, and I thought, this is really fun. I could get a discount. That's one of the great things of being a part of Stampin' Up! Is getting a discount. And depending on what title you are, you can earn, you know, 25% discount. When there's sales, you get the sale price and the discount. You can make money, save money, totally up to you, however you want to do it. But I'm going to end for that right now because otherwise I can go on, and we're actually here to do a card. So these are the stamps. This is one of the blocks, and my blocks are really getting used. I'm going to have to soon think about investing. I like to clean them with either a hand sanitizer or alcohol wipes, or even just in the sink with a little bit of dish soap and just clean them up because they get stuff on them. So now the dies come in a little packet. I don't have a packet right here available, but I take them out of the packet and they come on a sheet that has sticky on it, and they stick to it. I like to invest in these magnet sheets that I get them through Amazon. You can find them many other places, and I'm not even going to put a link because you can just search for die-cut magnet sheets and find them. And I like it because see how they stay on the magnet sheet. And then I keep the little wrapper, which tells you, let's go shopping dies. I didn't do it on here yet, but I usually use my label maker, and I put the label on here with the item number, and I slip it inside here. And you know what the best thing, and I did put in a suggestion to Stampin' Up! That if there was a way they could make these cases so that these could store, that would be ideal. But you could see it fits perfectly in here. And then I keep them right inside there. So when I want the stamp set, I go in and I'm like, okay, oh my, let's go shopping. I don't, you know, now I need the dies. Where are the dies? I'm looking all over. I don't have to look all over because they're stored right inside the stamp case, and that's the way that I like to do mine. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and let's make a card. I want to show you how quick and simple it is to make a card. And even if you have no type of abilities, I have my cup of coffee here. It's probably, I don't know, 5th or 6th cup by now because my throat is so raw because I was, well, last night I was visiting the China Bowl. We were quickly friends from the chemo medication. But anyhow, my throat is raw. Let me just get a sip here. But anyhow, it's quick and simple to make a card. And with this, I'm working with the Designer Series paper. Hold on a second. I know my paper trimmer is going to fall. So this is how I like to store my designer series paper. This is called List Shops, and this is the item number. So if I need to order more, I know right where the item number is. And I always like to have at least a second pack, not opened yet. And these little plastic file folders I get, excuse me, again from Amazon. And you can see these are the papers. And I just want to tell you something. Okay, I know, because I'm here between friends. We're friends, right? Paper smells good. I know, like, there's many of us demonstrators that were like, did you sniff the paper? Oh, it smells good. I don't know. Maybe it's a carcinogenic. Maybe that's where my brain tumor came from. I don't know. But I love the paper. You can use the dies. Some of the dies will cut out the paper for you. Or if you're like me and you like to fussy cut, you just get yourself a nice pair. Let me grab these. These are our paper snips. And I have, of course, I have multiple paper snips. This one here was a gift that I had gotten from Stampin Up, and it has a little label on here. These I use for fabric and twine and ribbon. Not too much fabric because we really don't have a whole lot of fabric, but sometimes if I'm sewing, I'll grab them if I have to do a little snip. So these with this big chain on here, these are for ribbon and twine and those kinds of things, threads only. Then I have a ton of other ones, and I made these cute little bead holders, and I put a little bee on the ends, and I gave them to the team members. These are the paper snips that I use to trim out the paper, and they probably could use a little bit of sharpening, but it's always good to have at least two pair. One pair for your ribbon and your twine, and one pair for paper, because if you, now I do sew, so I do know that once you take a pair of scissors and you take it to paper, it's never going to cut fabric or twine or ribbon again in a nice, easy, slick, smooth fashion. So have two of them. Put a little label on so that you know. Maybe tie a little ribbon on your ribbon scissors. Do that kind of thing. You will be blessed and feel that you are the cat's meow. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me show you the card that I'm going to create with you here today. Now this is a quick, simple card. There is no stamping other than a sentiment on here that says happy birthday. This is using, let me just make sure I'm still in the camera. Yep. This is using all of the designer series paper and cardstock. And this is such a quick card, but look at the statement it makes. It's simply adorable. A little pot of plants on the inside there. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me show you how quick and simple this is. So I'm using a, have a little doodah on there. I'm using a card base. Now, our cardstock comes in 12 by 12, 8.5 by 11. I am in the US, so those are the size papers. If you were to go abroad across the pond, their measurements are a little bit different. We use imperial here. They use metric, so they're a little bit different. But so 8.5 by 11, and all you have to do is cut it in half and score it. So I have it scored, I have it cut in half, and you can get 2 cards out of one sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. So I'm going to use this, and you may be like, well, Sue, what is that? This is called a bone folder, and we like to use bone folders because it gives you a beautiful crease. You know, sometimes you fold paper and you get all these little crease marks, and that just takes away from your card. By using this, you just go right along your seam, and I feel like I have some sticky on here. I need to clean this off too with some alcohol. And I know you're probably like, what is all that stuff on there? Well, it's from glue and whatnots, and I'm going to cover that all up so you won't be seeing that. But anyhow, and I'm looking to make sure I have everything I need. I'm just reaching behind me. This is actually made from bone from a cow. I believe they said it was a thigh of a cow. Now, if you're, grossed out by that, you can buy, faux bone folders. But it's a bone folder, so it's made from bone. And anyhow, yes, everything that I use is my online store. All right, so now I have some items already pre-cut for you. Here is a piece of that designer series paper, and it has the little shops on it. And then I have a piece of, I'm still learning the names of things, Misty Moonlight. This is a piece of Misty Moonlight. So this piece is cut at 4, and I have to think, 4 by 5 1/4. And then this piece is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. So we're going to be doing a little bit of layering right on here, just like so. Okay, just like that. So let's go ahead and let's do the assembly, which is pretty much what we're doing with this card, is assembling. I'm going to be using some of this Tombow multi-liquid glue. Now we have many different types of glue. We have liquid glue, which if you're a newbie, someone new to card making, this might be the route to go. It's inexpensive, and let me show you the one thing that's great about this liquid glue. Just make sure, yeah, there we go. Less is best, okay? So spread that out. I'm using the end of the glue that has almost like a writing tip. If you were to, let me put this on here. This glue has 2 ends to it. A lot of people aren't aware of that. If you take this one off and you need to have a larger area to spread the glue, use this end. Can I tell you, in the years that I've been using this liquid glue, how many times I've used this end? Never. But if you're doing scrapbooking or you're doing something large, you might not want to do the fine tip on that one. You might want to just go ahead and, spread it around. So the liquid glue is great in that you get movability. Can you see how that's moving around? You get the opportunity to move that around. So if you're new to card making, that might be something you may want to consider. Now, we also offer, we have multiple different types of glue. We have tape, double-sided tape. We have glue that is in a fine tip bottle. We have, of course, 2 different types of tape runners. This is called Stampin' Seal, and then we have Stampin' Seal Plus. So Stampin' Seal would be for your standardized card making. Plus would be if you were making something that's a little bit harder to hold. Although I would, in my experience, if I was making a 3D project or a box or something like that, I would use this tear and tape by Stampin' Up, because this really will hold very well for you. So it's just a matter of trying them out, picking, what your forte would be. Okay, so let's move on. So we have that glued to there. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to bring in this ribbon. We have the most gorgeous ribbon. Oh my goodness. This is a variegated ribbon, and it has the balmy blue. I believe it's balmy blue. Let me double check. Balmy blue and white. Can you see how it has the blue on top and the white on bottom, or flip it the other way? Anyway, you want it to go. I'm going to take a little bit of this and just kind of wrap it around. Now, because it's ribbon, and oh, we also have glue dots too. We do offer glue dots. And I like to take my glue dot roll, and I take a little bit of ribbon on here and I tie it, because I know what's going to happen to me when I go to grab this. I'm going to drop this, and it's going to be like one of those scenes from the toilet paper rolling down the steps and out the door like the meatball off the table and onto the floor kind of thing. So I do like to use a little piece of ribbon to kind of hold it all together. If I were to drop this, then I won't have to worry about that. We have lots and lots of different types of tools as well. This is a take your pick tool. It has multiple pieces that fit in on it, a little spatula, a little pokey tool. On this end, it has a little glue thing. There's other embellishments and things you can add to that. I like it when I'm doing something nice and fine. Just like this, I want to, now I'm going to find my, there we go, here's the glue dot. And the glue dots, they changed the way they make these. The glue dots are going to be found inside. Listen, did you hear that? There's your glue dot right in there. So that's where you're going to find your glue dots. And I apologize, there goes the dog. You know, it's just not a video without the dog barking. So I'm going to take the glue dot, and I actually want it a little bit lower. So, sorry if you hear her, but, you know, it is a Friday here. And across the street, they do have court cases that they see on Fridays. Not too many on Fridays. Actually, it's been kind of a little quiet over there so far. And I only know that because I was having my coffee earlier, because I've been up since about 5 o'clock and already been in the shower at 5 o'clock and took the dog for a walk and done all those things. And I kind of fell asleep in the chair. Thank goodness I wasn't holding my coffee, right? That could have been disastrous. I'm going to wrap this around. Now again, I'm going to use my ribbon scissors. Let me show you. See how nice? Let me show you if I were to use these scissors, and these are the ones I use for paper. Let me show you if I tried to cut this, what's going to happen. Look, see? It's just not going to work. But if you have your ribbon scissors, perfect, right? We do like to have things perfectly. All right, so there we go. We have that. Now, the good thing about the glue dot is that if I were to put this on, and everything I do is crooked, that's just me, everything's crooked, you could very easily lift that up and move it to another position. Okay, so this is going to now get glued onto my card front, okay? Because I want to make sure I put my ribbon on there. And don't go too far right to the end, because the glue is going to kind of seep out a little bit as well. So you want to make sure, you know, you don't have glue everywhere. The one thing, the biggest pet peeve I have of this Tombow multi-glue, not only is it like a mess on here, but when it dries, yes, it dries clear. However, even though it dries clear, it remains sticky. So something good to have in your repertoire of card making is one of these adhesive removers. And we used to sell these, but you can buy them anywhere. You can even get them at the $1.25 store. And what it will do is, you could see some of these glue things on here. It's an eraser, and it will erase the glue for you, but less is best when you're working with glue. Okay, so there we go with that. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take a small little piece of my DSP, and I'm going to put this down here at the bottom. That's going to make it look like it's a little bit of a cobblestone street. So I'm just going to do that flat. I'm going to put that down at the bottom. So you can see, but when I'm all finished with this and I show you some of the other samples that I did, how much fun you can have with these. Now here are some of these houses that came on the designer series paper. So here is a, well, I call them houses. I keep calling them houses. They're not houses, they're shops. This one here is a little art studio. This one here is a little sweet shop. So what I want to do is I'm going to take the little art studio and I'm going to kind of position it where I think I want it to go. So pretty much there. Now what I want to do is I want to put this other little house here, but house, there we go. So apologize, shops. But when you have your designer series paper, on the edge of your paper, let's see if I can pull one up here. On the edge of the paper, let me get one here. Can you see how sometimes on the edge you have partial? Cut them out. Don't throw them away, because this is how I got this part of the little store, just by using a piece on the edge. So if you don't have any left over, you know, maybe you already used them all, then all you have to do is just trim one up. Okay, let me put this card back. Oh, and there goes my little folder falling over. So I'm going to do a visual layout as to where I'm going to put everything. I have this cute little lamp post, so I'm going to say put that there. What I can do behind there is just put a little bit of cardstock, yellow cardstock, and then that will make it look like the lamp post is on. In the dies, it has a little park bench. So here comes my dog. Now she's going to be breathing heavy. Here's a little bench, and then here's a little bit of greenery that you can decorate with. There's also some little potted plants and fun things like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this puppy together. I want to raise this up a little bit, rather than, I mean, you can go ahead and just do it flat on here if you choose to do so. That is perfectly fine, but I want to give it a little dimension. So in order to do that, I'm going to use dimensionals, and I'm searching around. Where are my dimensionals? I'm searching as I'm here. Give me a minute here. I usually have them like tucked in somewhere. One of my biggest things is trying to locate items. Let me just get them out of my little basket I have over here. I'm sure I have them in there. I'm sure I have them in there, so she says. But the dimensionals, well, you know what I'm going to use, because I know that these are right here. We have all different types of dimensionals. We have mini dimensionals, we have standard dimensionals, and we have these. These are foam adhesive strips. And I like to use the foam adhesive strips when I'm doing things such as, Aurora, what are you doing? She always gets in trouble. Such as shaker cards. Aurora, come here. She likes to get herself into trouble. So these foam strips are wonderful for shaker cards. So let's just go ahead and use those, because they're right under my nose. So double-sided, peeled off the back. And again, we don't, Aurora. Let me just check on her. Hold on a moment. Go in your bed. She gets herself into trouble. If you don't know, I also have a cat. And, well, my cat is an inside cat. So, without making you gag, we all know what dogs do when you have an inside cat and you have a litter box. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I don't know what it is with dogs, why they do that. And no matter what I do to deter her from going in there, the litter box even has a lid on it. It has a little front door, but I did not put the door on because my cat is small, and I think she would be scared to use that little flap in and out. All right, so let's put that about the center. Okay, the dog is now in here, so we're safe. So what I want to do with this is I'm going to get my snips, my paper snips, and I want to cut off. I'm going to cut off, let's see, about right here. Now I can use my paper trimmer if I want to. There we go. And then this can go right here next to that. Just like so, like a little shop right next to that shop. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of that, and I'm just going to use these strips because they're readily available. And they are called foam adhesive strips, and their item number is 141825. And again, everything that I'm using here today can all be purchased through my online store at stampincreates.stampinup.net. All right, let me just trim this. And this they're called dimensionals. The little tiny ones are like little octagon shapes, and we have little minis and we have standard ones. And it's just something to give your project a little lift. You know, sometimes we need a little lift in life, right? We all can relate to lifts. We seem to, as we get older, we need to lift everything, right? But we just grow gracefully, naturally. And so we stick that to it, and then you want to peel this backing off. Now keep in mind, the more you add to it, the more weight, the more thickness, the more it may cost you to send for postage-wise. And we all know every time you turn around, I think the post office is like raising prices. It's just crazy. So see how that lifts that up a little tiny bit. All right, so next up, let's go ahead and put our little lantern. Oops. Tweezers may come in handy for this. I'm starting to think that I probably should be using little tweezers because my fine dexterity skills are lacking a little bit. Okay, there we go with that. Now we have our little park bench that we can put right there, and I'm not going to put dimensionals on that. I'm just going to glue that down flat. I'm going to put that right in front of the shop. So we went into our little arts and crafts store. Maybe we picked up a little book on how to do crafts. And I'm going to save this because this can be used on another card. And anyhow, you know, you might want to have a little seat outside and say, you know, I think I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to look through my crafts book that I purchased. Now this is a little bit of a greenery. You know, it has little pokey things. I'm just going to leave them. And what I want to do with this is I'm going to have one piece that's going to go up here on top. Just looking because I thought something was stuck to my elbow. Things happen like that, you know, when you're crafting. You get stuff stuck on your elbows. So this little greenery is going to go up here. And then we're going to put, I have two more greeneries. And I'm going to put that up there. Like so. I know a lot of people like to use little tweezers when they're doing fine skills like this. Sometimes I find it's just as easy for me to, you know, not use those kinds of things because I get into trouble with them. All right, what else do we have here? We have a little flower pot, so we can stick that in between. This is from the designer series paper. Put a little flower pot right there. And let me show you what I do. This is what I do. Is I sit in front of, most of the time, my computer, and I like to watch, you know, TV, whatever, you know, crime shows, those sorts of things. And I fussy cut. all these little things out. Let me open this up and show you. This may look like a hot mess to you, but this was a lot of cutting, but a lot of fun. And I enjoy it. A lot of people don't like fussy cutting, and hey, you do you, right? But I do enjoy it. Now, I do see a little bit of yellow here, and what I think, Aurora, what I think I'm going to do, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to lift this up a little bit. Should have thought about that beforehand, Sue. I'm not gonna force it. But this is where you would stick a little bit, a little bit of DSP underneath. But I'm gonna pull out my Dark Daffodil Delight blending pen, and I'm gonna color this in. All right, maybe not the best idea, but it gave it a little bit of color. Now, FYI, are y'all listening? And FYI is what I'm hearing is when the new catalog comes out for the holidays, which will be coming out September, I believe. I'm looking for a little saying to put on that. I heard through the grapevine that there is going to be, good luck. No, I don't want good luck. There is going to be a item that's going to coordinate with this suite of products for Christmas. So in my mind, I'm envisioning, oh my goodness, I'm envisioning the fact that there's probably going to be little houses for Christmas. Can you imagine that? There's that good luck again. I don't want that. I don't want good luck. What do we got here? Let's get together. I don't want that either. But I know I do have other things in here. So yeah, another reason to go ahead and grab this. Here's one that says hello. Just do a little hello. 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 How about that? I know, sometimes I'm just crazy. But anyhow, yes, so I'm hearing that there's going to be I'm going to put a little hello down here. A Christmas set that's going to coordinate with this. Isn't that exciting? Okay, sorry. I hope my head isn't in the way. Okay, put that there. All right, then I have some of these brushed brass butterflies. I have to say that slowly. And I thought, let's put a few of those little butterflies that they're fluttering by. And I'm going to have to get more of these. I keep saying I need to get more of these butterflies. Let's put one here up on the awning. And I like to do in odd numbers. So let's put one up there, like that. And then another thing I want to add are some of these little elements right here. These little flowers, and these are called loose daisy embellishments, and I think they just add a lot to this card. So I'm going to use my liquid glue, and some of these little pieces of the greenery, I didn't poke them out on purpose. I just left them there because then, you know, the flower will be there. So we'll put a couple here. Just going to put little glue doodads there. And then I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm going to pick up. Well, first I'm going to kind of go in the glue a little bit so it gives me a little sticky do. Oop. All right, maybe a little bit more glue. There we go. And we're just going to place them on the glue. And you want to make sure you put this aside after you attach these because you want to make sure they're glued down. Nothing worse than someone getting a card in the mail and your little flowers popped off. I hate when that happens. Okay, so let's put some of these on here. Now, after I had my I was diagnosed and had my craniotomy, I had a lot to deal with as far as fine motor skills. Something like this is, you know, if you know of someone that needs some help with fine motor skills, doing little things like this could be something that would make someone feel better to think, wow, look, I was able to do that just with a little take your pick tool. I did a lot of diamond painting after I had my surgery in order to bring my fine motor skills back. And let's see, that looks good. That looks good. I like that. And on the door here, do you see I made a little wreath? So let's go ahead and do that too. But when I first had the surgery and I came home, I was so upset with myself because of the fact I thought that I lost all my abilities to do my crafting, to do my cutting, to do all those sorts of things. But I found that I kept working at it and working at it. I'm going to put these, make it look like it's a little flower wreath. And it came back. Now, it's not 100%, but it's a heck of a lot better than what it was right after surgery. You have to consider, too, when you're having major surgery, like a craniotomy, that's a 7-hour surgery. So there's a lot that goes into that. And, oops, sometimes, Sue, you should let things go. Don't be playing around too much. There we go. Doesn't really look like wreath-like. Just move them around. This little tool is perfect for that. There we go. That looks good. Now, I didn't put one of those little, I'm going to put the lid back on here. Let me see if I have one of those little signs. And then I think we can call this, done. D-U-N, done, D-U-N. But anyhow, and if I don't have one, I don't have one. But I do want to share with you the other cards. I mean, I'm sure there's one in here. But I don't want to spend 20 minutes looking for a little billboard sign. I mean, we can very easily do without. Perhaps a little flower pot or something. This is what happens, so when you cut too much and you get too overzealous with your cutting skills. All right, we're just going to let that go. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's cute. Now, do I have a little strip of something? Because, you know, you save all of these little strips, and we can just put a little strip on the inside. And a lot of times I don't stamp anything on the inside because sometimes I don't know what type of card I'm going to need for what type of occasion. But there we go. There's that. And you know, I probably can. I know I'm back at this digging again, looking. Here's a little flower. Let's put that. Decorate our inside a little bit with a little flower. So please let me know, what do you think of this? If you're brand new to my channel and you've never been here before, and you happen to come across my YouTube channel, please let me know what you think. Are you enjoying this? Are you maybe an embroidery person and you're here just to say, hey, what's she making now? What's she doing? But I have to tell you that crafting is probably the best therapy I could ever have for myself. And look at how beautiful that is. So here we are, the two cards. Okay, let me move this aside. I have a few other cards I want to share with you. So I will share those cards with you. How beautiful. And here's another card that I did last night. And this one, this is what we call a hamburger style. So this is like a hamburger, right? Long ways going this way. So this is hamburger. And I don't know, like, does it really matter? But I just, thought it's fun. Hamburger style, Hot dog style would be like a hot dog bun, long, elongated. So this one goes elongated. So you can decide which way you want to cut your paper. But look at how adorable this one is. And this one has those little tiny sequiny things that I was looking for that I can't locate at the Una Momento. But look at how adorable that one is. And then here's another one. Now the other card I don't have because I mailed out already, but here was another one I used. This is that same background, that same blue background. And all I did with that is I used a little bit of Night of Navy ink and a little, one of our brushes, blending brushes, and added some color to it. Wish you were here. Isn't that adorable? But look at how cute they are. I'll tell you, if you're anything like me, growing up, you know, as a little girl, we had paper dolls. How many of you remember paper dolls? And if you're my age, you will remember paper dolls. Working with little tiny projects, and I'm just going to tidy up as we're chatting here. Working with these little tiny projects like this, it just reminds me and brings me back to my childhood of working with things like paper dolls. And I absolutely love it. It's good therapy, it's good fun, and it's easy to do. If you have children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, they would love doing things like this. What an opportunity this would be for them and yourself to get together and be creative. You know, the weather here in Pennsylvania has been like in the 90s. I don't want to go outside. I want to be inside, and I might as well do something creative, which is crafting. And I hope you have enjoyed yourself here today. If you are brand new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Let me know what you think. If there's anything that you need, if there's any questions you have on stamping or Stampin' Up, or would like to join my team, please reach out to me. Leave below down in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. Most of all, hit that subscribe button. It is absolutely free. It costs nothing at all, and it helps to support my channel. And anyhow, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Enjoy your day, your weekend. Please be safe. And until next time, happy stamping or happy stitching. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you later. Bye for now. And now I'm looking and I'm like, my cards aren't even in the picture here. Hold on. Hold, please. There we go. Now you can see them. I apologize for that because the camera's up here and I'm down here, so I couldn't see. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Till next time. Bye for now.